Hi, and welcome back to Weird Stories of Baby Katie Doing Weird Things. I'm gonna actually try and keep up with doing videos for once, because I got nothing better to do. I'm waiting to hear back from job interviews and blah. So today, I'm going to tell the lovely tale of how I broke my wrist. It's a very short story, but it's a story in which I was right. Keep that in mind. It's a story in which I was right, so it's a very important story to me. So, baby Katie and current Katie really don't like pain. I know that's such a generic thing to say, like, oh, I don't like pain, because, like, obviously no one does, but, like, I actively fear pain. Like, I have to, like, make conversation with the nurse every time they take my blood so that I don't, like, start crying. And sometimes I tear up anyway, and it's, like, really beautiful and really strong of me, but I cry. I literally cry when I get my blood taken. It's so stupid, but whatever. So, baby Katie had never broken a bone before. And it was the summer after 3rd grade, the summer between 3rd and 4th grade, and many a thing had happened. Number one, I got super bad poison ivy all over my legs earlier that summer, to the point that I, like, still have little scars on my legs from where I, like, scratched it too much and, like, picked at it and was, like, a vile human being in general. But yeah, that was, like, terrible, because then I went to summer camp and I had to get in the meds line and, like, put ointment on my legs, and all the kids in my cabin were like, oh, what'd you go to meds for? And I was like, oh, my itchy legs, whatever. So that was stupid. Then later this year, the end of the summer, I was at my grandparents' house, and they have a driveway that it doesn't anymore, but it used to have, like, little bits of gravel around the edges of it, like little pebbles and stuff like that. So I was at a family reunion at my grandparents' house, and my cousins from California were there, and they were both guys, and I thought they were, like, so cool, because I was, like, tiny lesbian, and I wanted to be, like, cool with, like, the cool guys or whatever. So I thought they were super cool. And we had been to Storyland earlier that week, and at Storyland, or Clark's Trading Post. So at Clark's Trading Post, which is, for those of you who don't know, it is a tiny, I don't know if I would call it an amusement park, just sort of like a tiny, like, touristy thing in northern New Hampshire that has, like, basically their big attraction is they have dancing bears, and they have, like, a train ride with this wolfman guy, and, like, I don't know, it's actually much cooler than I'm making it sound. Anyway, Clark's Trading Post gift shop got, like, one of those little, like, drum things with, like, the rubber band, like, one of the, like, I'm trying to think of a not, like, problematic way to say this, but basically, like, one of those, like, Native American style drums. So I wanted to show it to them, and I had it in the car. So I was hustling my little fat Katie butt off, and I ran from their backyard up the path and into the driveway to get to her car, which was parked on the street. And I was, like, running, which didn't happen very often for little Katie or current Katie. I was running, and when I hit the driveway, they had some of the pebbles that had, like, spilled onto the driveway from the side paths and everything, and I must have stepped on, like, one or more of them, and my foot just rolled, and I went back and slammed my wrist on their driveway. And, like, the second it happened, I was like, my wrist is broken. Like, the second it happened, I knew I broke something. So I, like, because it was, like, not a level of pain that I had had before. So I, like, threw my head back and wailed like a siren. And my mom and my dad, like, come bolting around the side of the house, because, like, that's what you do when your child is wailing on the ground. And my mom was like, what happened? And I was like, I broke my wrist. And she was like, no, you didn't. Because my parents were kind of jaded on my, like, pain fear thing at this point. One time I tried to hide behind a lamp that was, like, that thick at the doctor's office in kindergarten. Yeah. But my parents were pretty jaded, so my mom was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, no, I actually did, though. And my mom was like, no, you didn't. So obviously my wrist still hurt, regardless of my mom's no, you didn't. So I like, so, for whatever reason, I had like one of those like, I don't know what they're called now, but like at the time they were called Chinese jump ropes. More mildly problematic and racist names for things. Basically like a jump rope that's just a loop, like it doesn't end and it's like elastic, I don't know, whatever. So I had one of those, and I took it and like looped it over my head and took like a cloth dinner napkin and basically made like a sling for my arm. And my mom this whole time was like, drama queen, and like not believing me at all that it like legit hurt. So the next day I was like, it still hurts. So we went to the doctor, and lo and behold, x-ray revealed wrist broken. Ha ha ha. So I broke my wrist, and my mom like never apologized because that's what we do in this family. We do rude things and then don't apologize. We're wrong and then don't apologize. So my mom never apologized or anything, and I had to go directly from the x-ray room to get like the stuff, like the cast put on it, because it had already been broken for like almost 24 hours at this point. So I went to get the cast put on, and the entire time I cried. Like, they put the sock on, and I cried, and then, like, he started, like, putting the plaster on, and he didn't ask what color I wanted. I don't know if maybe it was because I was, like, crying too much for him to, like, actually get a coherent thought out, but he never asked, so, like, fucktard assumed I wanted pink. No, I didn't want pink. So I got, like, this hot pink, ugly-ass cast, and he kept like saying, like, every time I was crying, he was like, if you don't stop crying, I'm gonna give you a color like green. And I was like, alright. So, like, so I got stuck with this stupid pink cast and my stupid broken wrist and stupid town. And the list of things that were affected by that cast goes on and on and on. Like, for example, we went to Maryland to visit my mom's best friend and her sons, who are like my cousin-ish, I guess. They're pretty awesome. But yeah, we went to visit them, and we were supposed to go to Six Flags, and guess what we didn't go to? Six Flags. Then we went to their community pool, and my mom's best friend told her sons to not go in the pool because I couldn't go in the pool, so it was just like the three of us just chilling there, and then one of them was like, I'm gonna jump in, and we were like, don't do it. He was like, I'm gonna jump in and say that you pushed me, and we were like, alright. So we jumped in all his clothes, and then, like, just so he could, like, be in the pool for, like, a glorious 2 seconds, and, like, okay. So then I couldn't go swimming for the rest of the summer. Swimming is one of my favorite things of all time. I couldn't go swimming for the rest of the summer. I couldn't go to a pool party with my soccer team that I was the official, like, daisy picker for. Like, I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do, and it was so brutal. And, ugh. But eventually, I got the cast off, just in time to have, like, that's the other thing. When I went to get the cast off, he sawed open one side of it, and I was really freaked out because it was a tiny spinning saw. So I was, like, really upset the whole time that was happening, too. So he sawed open one side of it, and he was like, I gotta get the other one, too. And I was like, no, you don't. And I literally just, like, took the cast myself and, like, yanked my hand out of it with, like, the one open side. And so then I got, like, the arm brace thing on it, and in 4th grade, at the beginning of the school year, I still had the arm brace thing on it, and, like, the plastic cast. So I went to meet my new teacher, and I had this, like, plastic cast thing, and when I walked in, she was like, oh, what happened to your wrist? And I was like, I broke it, and I was right. And that's the end of my story. And I guess the point is, nothing's changed. I was right. I'm still right. I'm always right. No apology from my mom to this date. I'm always right. I was right. My wrist was broken. Suck it! So, yeah. That's the end of my tale. Go baby Katie. Knowing your body better than other people do. It's a rough life. Anyway, have a lovely night.